Ladies and gentlemen, we are tuned in to the Rico Report.
I really don't know what to tell you.
That game was insane. Welcome to the Big Squad.
Shout out to the Big Squad.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Welcome to the Big Squad.
welcome on a very special evening to the Rico Report. We are here. He is our team. This is the Buffalo Fanatics. Bing, 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 bing. Ladies and gentlemen, it's your boy Rico back at it again. I want to apologize. Had some technical difficulties. Your boy got a new camera. I hope it's crisp and clear and y'all can see all my blemishes, but it's all good. And it's up and running. So thank you for your patience. And on top of that, I had to do daddy duties at the same time. You know what I'm saying? And not to go into details, but that's what it is. And I thank you guys for tuning in. I got a special show for you guys today, man. I got a special show for you guys today, and salute to the Bing Squad. What's going on, Bing Squad? I see you guys in the chat. Salute to each and every one of you guys tuned in once again on a Tuesday evening. You guys know Tuesdays is what you rock. You rock with your boy on Tuesday, so I appreciate you guys showing up and showing live. So here's the deal, folks. We have to find a way to stay competitive, in this league, because right now news around the league is we don't got that much cash flow. So we've got to do some things that is going to help us stay competitive in this league, because we were one game away from going to the Super Bowl, right? And you don't want to miss out on those opportunities again. So you want to try to bring back your core players that'll help you get back to where you're supposed to be, right? And that's the Super Bowl. We haven't been to the Super Bowl in a long time, right? The chatter used to be, we haven't been to the playoffs in a long time, right? We haven't been to the playoffs. The Bills have been on an 18, 20-year drought of making to the playoffs. Got it. You know what I'm saying? We knocked that off the board. We're finally into the playoffs. Playoffs? Yes, we're finally into the playoffs. The Bills haven't been past the first round in such and such. Boom, past the first round, right? We just have to check off a few things off the old checklist. We haven't made it to the AFC Championship. We did it. So now the conversation can be had is, when are we going to the Super Bowl? Forget about playoffs. Forget about first round. Forget about second round. We've done that. AFC Championship game, we did that. We made it. We didn't play our best, but we made it. But there were glaring things missing that could have taken us over the edge, over the top, right? So I'm here to break some things down. I'm here to help us understand how to trim the old fat. You know what I'm saying? Fat! If you guys know what that's from, you guys will know. That's my boy Jim Rome, man. Jim Rome used to have this button where he just put a fat button, and boom, that shit would kill me every time. Now, I've got some roster moves that we can make. I mean, you guys have done them yourselves in your mind. You guys have talked about it. You guys have group chats where you guys just, you know what I'm saying? We talk about it at length. Right? Who we should release, who we should restructure, who we should probably keep, because there's probably nothing out there better anyway. We might as well keep our own, right? The battles that we have with one another. I want to try to eliminate that and kind of give you an idea of where we are. Now, before I even get into that, the big chatter was free agent J.J. Watt, right? The Bills were one of 12 teams that were in the fold, right? That are in the conversation to land this free agent player. Now here's the deal. A guy in with that skill set, he's going to covet a lot of interest. There's 100%. The real question is who's going to pay him, because it's all about the moolah. It's all about the bread, the cheddar. You got to pay up if you want the services of JJ Watt. Now, a lot of people think that, hey, he's probably going to just end his career, go to the Pittsburgh Steelers, play with his brother, TJ Watt, play with his other brother. I don't know what his name is, the fullback. You know what I'm saying? The three brothers on one team. I don't think it's ever been done before, but maybe this might be it. Here's the problem. Pittsburgh don't have the money. They don't have the cash flow to bring in a JJ Watt. They got to do a whole lot of things for them to bring JJ Watt. And even when they do, or if they do, they're still going to be strapped, right? So that might not be in the cards for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Sounded great, but in reality, it's not in the cards. Apparently, the Browns are the ones that are showing a lot of interest and are willing to play. Is it DJ Watt? Thank you. TJ, DJ, JJ. I like it. Now, the Browns are the ones showing the most interest in JJ Watt. Interesting. I would have never seen the Browns being one of those teams that can start getting attractive free agents to the Browns. And you know who it all started with? It all started with Jarvis Landry. When Jarvis Landry, he got traded over there? Or was he signed? I can't remember exactly. But when he went over there, it was a player like him, of his caliber, that started to change the culture. Guys like him. That's like, you know what? F that. People like, they always say, I mean, you go to the Browns, you go to the Bills, you go to the die. Nah, man. Nah, I'm not. I bump that. Then here comes quarterback Baker Mayfield. Now they get themselves a running back. Now they get themselves two running backs. Now they get themselves a tight end in Njoku. And I don't know what's going on with him, right? Then you bring in some receivers. Then OBJ comes through. So now, then Myles Garrett, right? Wyatt Teller. Like, they start building a damn team. They just didn't have the coaching. Coaching was the issue. Now Stefanski comes in and says, all right, I see the pieces on this team. Let me see if I can fix it. They even brought a nice tight end. So the Browns became competitive, and it was evident this year with them making the playoffs for the first time in a long time, them knocking off the Pittsburgh Steelers, them battling to the end with the Kansas City Chiefs. Yo, they're pretty damn good. The Browns are pretty good. So are the Bills. So it's nice to see the Browns and the Bills in conversation for free agent players to go and bring their talents to Buffalo or the land, Cleveland. So in comes the conversation of JJ Watt to the Browns. That would make them hella competitive. Myles Garrett on one side, and then you've got JJ Watt on the other, mixed in and out. That is going to be problematic for offenses. I feel bad for the likes of Ben Roethlisberger if he decides to even come back. I feel bad for the likes of Mr. Lamar Jackson. So it's going to be very interesting. I feel bad for Mr. Joe Burrows. Yeah, he's already going to be coming back off of a gruesome injury. And then you got to go and face JJ Watt and Myles Garrett. Golly. Good luck. Good luck. So that being said, we've got some things that we've got to do on our end. I mean, and here's the price that they're willing to pay: $17 million. $17 million. Too rich for my blood. Love the player, but we're gonna need to allocate to better places, more impactful places. I'd love to have a JJ Watt, but just not at that price. By the way, salute to Velo Seacom. He says, "Yo, the camera looks great." I like that. And by the way, when I can get cameras like this, it's because of the super chats. You guys help. It goes right back into the brand. So I appreciate that. That's love. You already know that. And it's once again appreciated. Here we go. So I had to look at what's going on around the league. What's going on around the league, what's happening. And and see who's available. Shout out to the super chat from my guy James Cortez. James Cortez says, hey, sign Yannick Ngakoue. If you miss out on JJ Watt, then there's Kawann Short, which is wonderful because it's a great segue. The Panthers have recently released defensive tackle, 32-year-old Kawann Short, two-time Pro Bowl Kawann Short. Are we interested in that? I mean, think about it. The big old joke's going to be, oh, here we go. The Bills going after free agent players again from the Panthers, right? Released cast-offs from the Panthers. Come to us, right? That's what they're going to that's what they're going to be talking about. So, but it does make sense. It does. Problem is, you have Star Lotulelei that is on his way back from opting out of the season. Now, we had to restructure Mr. Star Lotulelei because we needed the cash. We needed to make some things happen. So what did we do? Restructure his butt. Here's the problem. He has to return, and his cap hit is a big one. We can't just sit there and release him like that. It won't work that way. It won't work that way. So what we have to do now is either A, absorb the money that's against our cap with Star Lotulelei, or best case scenario, we trade him. Now, trading to me is the best case scenario. Now, we'd have to find a trade partner. You find a trade partner, then maybe then we can get him off the books. We'd be on the hook for the dead cap, $5 million. We'll eat that. If we can have Trent freaking Murphy sit on our roster on the inactive list for about $9 million, we can eat that $5 million. We just have to find a trade partner. Give us a 7th round. You know what I'm saying? Give us a 6th. Give us something. Take him. You guys need some help. He's still serviceable. Take him. Now, most people are like, nah, we need that because we don't have the beef up front if we're going to make some changes. And this is where I commit, folks. This is where I commit. So, as a Bills fan, huge Bill fan, I'm looking at this roster and I'm like, man, we've got some moves to make, and we've got to make them rather quickly. So, I mean, I don't want to say rather quickly, but we've got to make some moves, and these moves need to be made in order for us to remain competitive. That's the deal, because we can't go from going 13-3, having an awesome 13-3 season, sweep the division, all that good stuff, and all of a sudden we digress. We freaking turn into, you know what I'm saying, mush. We're not competitive anymore. We don't want to be that one-hit wonder. You know what I'm saying? You know, there's a whole bunch of one-hit wonders out there. We don't want to be one of those teams that showed some success, showed some good things this year, and then all of a sudden we fall off. We let Miami catch up to us. We let, you know what I'm saying, the Jets all of a sudden, you know what I mean, steal a game here and there. We can't have that. We now have created a standard. We've created a standard. So now we've got to maintain it. We've got to maintain. It's no different, man. If you're a guy or female and every 2 weeks you get your hair cut crisp, every 2 weeks, you're a standard now. Everybody knows you to have that lineup fresh all the time. I've never seen this guy not look good. I've never seen her have hair, you know what I'm saying, looking like whatever. And all of a sudden, a month, 2 months go by. You're like, yo, what's going on with fam over here? Like, we're used to seeing him like this. Is he okay? What's going on? Same with the Bills. Yo, 13-3. Y'all been doing it, man. Y'all made the playoffs 2 out of 3 years. Y'all been doing it. What's going on with y'all? Y'all fell off. Like, what? We can't. The standard has been created. We must keep the standard. We've got to. We've got no choice. So we've got to remain competitive. How do we remain competitive is the real question. So here's the deal, folks. I compiled a short list, I want to say short list. This is not a short list, but I've compiled a list of situations that are going to help us save money. That's going to help us save money, and then we can now decide what we want to do. We can decide what we want to do, because Lord knows we've got a few things that we've got to do to trim the fat, because we've got a lot of fat on this team. Literally, we got a lot of fat and beef on this team that we've got to trim. Some fat is good. You mean flavors your food a little bit more, but it sits in the belly. Ain't no good. We don't want that. So guess what? We got to trim up a little bit. It's the off season. The work doesn't stop. We got to trim up. So I've got a list, and I hope that you guys, I hope you guys are on board with the list. Let me just set some things up, and then we'll get right to it. So, Kawann Short, I need to ask you guys this: are you guys interested in Kawann Short? Is it? Oh, not again. We got to bring another Panther in, or are you guys? I don't really care. What can stop the run? What can we bring to the team that stops the run? If it is Kawann Short, let's do it. Does that interest you guys? I'd like to know in the comment section. Are you down for a Kawann Short to the Bills? I can't imagine it being a lot of money. I can't imagine it being a lot of money. So I'm very interested to see what Beane McDermott decided to do. Right, 32 years old, so they probably had a little bit of say in the success that he's had with the Panthers. So I'm sure they know a lot about that man. So let us look into that. So folks, as I fix my audio, I think my speakers aren't on par. So let me just get that right. I hope it sounds a little better now. Appreciate that. If it sounds better, let me know. So here's the deal. Let's get right to it. So I looked at our cap space. We currently, right now, are at 3.8, almost $3.9 million of cap space. That ain't gonna do it. You can't stay competitive when you have very little money like that sitting to make some moves. Don't forget, we have to make a decision on Mongo. We got to make a decision on Darrell Williams. We got to make a decision on Andre Roberts, Dean Marlowe. We've got to make a decision on Isaiah McKenzie. So there are some players that are in limbo that we've got to make a decision on. What are we doing? So at $3.8 to $3.9 million, what are we doing? So here's the deal. Let's start with Exhibit A. Exhibit 1, Exhibit A, however you want to talk about it. Mitch Morse. How do you guys feel about Mitch Morse? Is he one that you're like, you know what? Ship him out of here, man. Ship him out, because here's one of the conversations that's being had by a lot of folks. Move on from Mitch Morse. Not because he is not a good player. He's a solid player. He's one of the better centers in the game. We all know that. However, Mr. Mitch Morse has had concussion issues. Who knows what the next concussion does to this man? Or 2, or 3, or he never receives a concussion ever for the rest of his career in Buffalo. But that is a risk that the Bills are taking by bringing him back when they have an opportunity to do a few things. Cut him, you save a little bit. You do. But then we have a huge hole at center. So then what do we do at center? Because we already have a hole at right guard. We have a hole at left guard. I don't care what anybody tells me. Left guard and right guard, we have a hole. Right tackle, we have a hole because we haven't made a decision on that. So right now, solidified spots are left tackle and center. The rest is open. So when you make your moves, you got to make your moves knowing full well what is going on in the back end. So here's the way I looked at it. Keep your center. But when keeping our center, we got to restructure. If we restructure Mitch Morse, it allows us to give him, instead of his base salary that he's going to get, we give him the minimum base salary. So doing that saves us $3 million. I'll take it. So we went from $3 million in the cap space. Now we just saved ourselves another $3 million. Now, most people are saying, you know what? Maurice Anderson says, cut Morse. plug in Feliciano, and draft the future. That is a big train of thought right now. That's a big train of thought. But you can't teach the knowledge and the experience that you have in a guy like Mitch Morse. You can't. That doesn't just grow anywhere. Some guys have it right off the bat, but you have to do your homework as a scout to bring the right guy there. And we've been hit and miss on the guys that we brought to the Bills. We've had some really good ones, and we've had a lot of those. So those are the things that I'm paying attention to. Moving on. Mitch Morse, we save $3 million if we restructure. Mario Addison. How did you guys feel about Mario Addison's year? Sorry, Mario. How did you guys feel about Mario Addison's year? See, we got, and I'll speak for myself. I fell in love, but I really like the idea of having a defensive end that was used to getting after the quarterback. The years prior, 4 years prior, 10 sacks every year for 4 years straight. So consistently getting after the quarterback. So we bring in a Mario Addison thinking that he's going to give us what he's been giving us the previous year. Shame on me for thinking that he could continue that. But I thought, wait a minute now. We've got Ed Oliver. We've got Jerry Hughes. We brought in Quentin Jefferson. So I'm thinking, man, all that firepower up front, Mario Addison should be able to eat no problem. False. He did not. And how many times? Twice where he had quarterback in his grasp to bring him down and end a big play. Whiffs on that. It happens, but it was glaring. So we have an opportunity to make a decision on Mario Addison. For me, cut it out. Cut him. Release. It's a business. Sorry. It's a business. If they bring him back, very interesting that they decided to do that. But to me, I'm cutting him. And you know what? How much I save? I saved $6.1 million by cutting Mr. Mario Addison. Give me that. Give me that all day. 6.1, cut him. I'm not even thinking about that. Be gone, sir. Thank you for your services. We expected more. But hey, stuff happens. Good luck in your career. Moving on. Mario Addison, see you later. That's 6.1 million. 6.1 million that we save right there. Now stay on the line. Let's stay on the. Let's trim some more fat. Let's trim some more fat. What do we do with the likes of Star Lotulelei? What do we do with him? I'm perplexed. I'm not sure what to think of it. Shout out to the super chat from my guy Truth to Hearts. What's going on, my man? He says, the two areas that needed the offseason the most was our D-line and O-line. Both had the most turnover. I think it was a bad season to judge. So it was a bad season to judge. So are you bringing everyone back? We can't. We don't got the money for that, man. We got to strengthen other places. So we've got to move some things around. And there's things that you can see in 18 weeks plus that you're like, yo, can we do something with this guy? Is he good enough? Or are there situations where you're like, nah, fam, it didn't quite work out the way we wanted to. To me, it didn't work out the way we wanted to. He's got to go. But I respect it. It was a hard year to judge, but dude, I saw enough that I wasn't impressed. I wasn't impressed. To pay Vernon Butler to rotate around at that amount of money, I can't do it. So before we even get to Star Lotulelei, I'll come back to him. Then we got to deal with Quentin Jefferson. Now, Quentin Jefferson, that one was an interesting one. I liked the pickup initially. I liked what he did with Seattle. I liked how aggressive he was. He got after the quarterback, and he was versatile. You can put him on the inside. You can put him on the outside. I'm not sure how I feel about getting rid of the likes of Mr. Vernon Butler. Excuse me, Quentin Jefferson. Hold on, I gotta fix my mic. Apparently, my mic is not on the way it's supposed to be, and I hate that. My mic's got to be strong, kid. So let me fix that real quick. Let me know if you guys hear a difference in my mic. If you guys hear a difference in my mic, let me know. and we should be A-okay. Let me know if you guys hear a difference in my mic. Bobby, let me know. So here's the deal. Mario Addison, we saved $6.1 million. Quentin Jefferson, we've saved $6.5 million. Dude, 6.5? 6.5? Nah, man. Can't do it. I can't bring you back at $6.5 million. I can't. You're not giving me my return on the investment I put into you in the first place. You can't. I can't do it. Come on now. The reason I'm asking you about my mic, because does it sound like I'm in the mic like this, right? Or if it sounds like I'm using my audio from my laptop, I don't want that. But if it sounds nice and crisp like this, then that's what I want. So, y'all tripping in the chat. Q Jefferson, 6.5 million. Yo, you got to go. You out. Vernon Butler, here's another one. 6.8. That's a doozy. $6.8 million? Golly, man. Yeah, it sounds like a laptop. Nah, I got to change that. I don't like that. I don't like that one bit. I'll try to fix that up. But $6.8 million for a guy like that? No way, sir. I can't do it. No, sir, Bob. Not interested. 6.8. 6.5 for Quentin Jefferson. 6.8 for Vernon Butler. Trim the fat. Trim the fat. That's how we got to do it. So, that being said, we got things that we got to do. And one of them, that is it. Trimming the fat. How's my mic now? Bobby, talk to me. So here's the deal. Right now, 6.1 saved with Mario Addison. 6.5 saved if we cut Jefferson. 6.8 saved. I'm no mathematician, but that's just under or just over 20 mil. Come on now. Right there, there's $20 million. You tripping. Now what's on? Let's go. Now I sound like a real dude. So, fam, we cannot. Too loud? Right in the mic like that? Here goes. Lee Smith. Some people like Lee Smith. Some people feel like Lee Smith is that dude. You know what I'm saying? But for what we use Lee Smith for, a couple touchdowns in the red zone when we needed them here and there, but we saved $2 million. That's $2 million that we could add somewhere else, like a McKenzie, like a Andre Roberts, like a D. Marlowe. Lee Smith, though, and we know we're trying to upgrade the tight end room. And on top of that, word was that he was contemplating potentially retiring. Do us a favor and just retire. That way we don't got to cut you. We don't got to do all that. Just say, you know what, guys, it was great. Y'all brought me back. I was already a Bill long time ago. It's cool. We out. Josh Gordon said, but he's a good run blocker. He is. You don't think we can find someone adequate enough that can run block and be part of the pass game? Downfield? That's the way I look at it. By the way, we got 200 people watching. Smash that like for your boy. Not only that, subscribe if you haven't subscribed. If you're new to this channel, you're like, yo, what is this? What's going on? What are we talking about here? We're talking about trimming the fat, baby. Because I'll tell you this right now. I can speak for myself. This whole COVID-19, COVID, coronavirus, all that good stuff that got us staying inside, I picked up a couple LBs. I can even tell in my face. I picked up a couple LBs in the old face. You feel me? A lot of guys can get away with it because they got the beard, so you can't quite tell. I don't got the beard. I just got the old goatee. But fam, we got to trim the fat. This offseason, we gotta do something about that. And we can, because we must stay competitive. The wife says she loves the fat. I do not, ma'am. You should know better than that. Shame on you. Here's the deal. We can keep cutting. Tyler Matakevich. Now, here's the thing with Tyler Matakevich. We can save $3.3 million with Tyler Matakevich. But we brought him for special teams. Do you want to know who I saw as our main special team guys that was always getting downfield? it was always Saron Neal, and it was always Daryl Johnson. I always saw those two guys busting their butt downfield. Matakevich, not as much. So we can get away with that experiment of Matakevich on special teams. And we saved $3.3 million. My goodness. I know we gave these guys a lot of money, but I like that Bean gave himself the out. Let's see how this year plays out. If I like you, you remain on my roster. But if I'm not liking what I saw and I could get better, adios. See you later. But fam, you gotta go. Cut him. Tyler Matakevich, you gotta go. $3.3 million. I'm saving that. I am saving that. AJ Klein. Here's my last one. I'm not cutting AJ Klein. AJ Klein was an integral part of this defense. I am not cutting him, but I will restructure his base salary, especially on a year like this, that with our cap space being limited to 185 million. You're going to take a little pay cut, my guy, or a little restructure. I don't want to say pay. I'm going to move money around. Restructure. By us restructuring AJ Klein, we save 1.5 mil. Dude, you can't say no to that. You cannot say no to that. But he definitely showed out. My goodness, I liked him. See, Dan says Matakevich was killer on the kickoff team, but was he though? Because to me, you know who was killer? Saron Neal. Daryl Johnson was killer. Matakevich, I'm not saying he was poo-poo, but those two other guys stood out the most. And we got Taiwan Jones that stood out the most. Those three special teamers right there that stood out more than Tyler Matakevich, and we're paying him 3.3 mil? Nah, fam. You got to go. You gots to go. Now, it'll be interesting to see if they say, hey, man, take a little pay cut. I don't know. We will see. But I can't do it. Now, right then, there's a few players I did not name. Let's go back to Star Lotulelei. Star Lotulelei, because we restructured him, he's on the team. Whether you like it or not. We try to cut him, we are in the hole. For like 11.8 mil is what he's counting towards the cap. Yikes. $11.8 million because we restructured and moved money around. He's on the team. The only way that we can move on from Star and take a smaller hit is if we trade Star. We have to trade Star Lotulelei to a willing team that we are willing to grab and you know, Bean doesn't he doesn't mess around, man. He'll take a seventh and flip it to get a nice player, i.e. Dane Jackson. You know what I'm saying? So we can move some things around with Star. But if we're gonna keep him and he's an integral part of this defense, they feel he's gonna do something really good, then you got to keep him. But to me, find a trade partner. Find a trade partner. But that's gonna be it's gonna be difficult. It's gonna be difficult unless somebody's willing to do that. Find yourself a trade partner. Now, 3 players that I want to talk about, right? 2 in particular. John Brown and Jerry Hughes. Now, I am very much in the department, the category, the side, if you will, of cutting John Brown. I like John Brown. Cool cat. I'm a fan. But we have guys waiting in the wings. We have guys that are waiting for us to do something about. John Brown is a good player. Don't get me wrong. But we save, if we cut John Brown, $7.9 million. Fam. I like me, John. John has good chemistry with Josh Allen. But can you justify paying him that much money? I can't. I cannot. So for me, John Brown's got to go, man. We save that money. And it pains me to say this because I'm a fan of John Brown. I'm a fan of him. But we cannot sit here and act like it's okay to pay this man that much money when we need the help on the O line, when we need the help on the D line, we need the help You know what I'm saying? At cornerback 2. And a lot of people don't agree with this. And it's fine. It's fine. But for me, he's got to go. For me, he's got to go. And I'm disappointed because I made a graphic and I really wanted to use it and I didn't use it. But guess what? You know what? I'm going to do it anyway. So, folks, sometimes when you feel bold about something, you got to say it with your chest. I got to say it with my chest, man. He's got to go. John Brown got to go. Forget about the fuzzy feelings you guys get with John Brown. He's the speed guy. Let me tell you something. I've been saying it all season at the when John Brown got hurt. For 4 weeks straight, I said, guys, pay attention. Pay attention. John Brown being hurt is an audition for Gabe Davis, for Gabriel Davis. And Gabriel Davis showed out. And that's his rookie year. That's his rookie year. You get Gabriel Davis side on the other side of our guy, Stephon Diggs, Cole Beasley in the middle. Did we lose a step? Did we honestly? We didn't. We were still successful. And it was his rookie year. So that was a reason why I feel that John Brown can go. And I'd love to bring him back, but yo, when you have the ability to save that much money, you got to do it. You've got to do it. You've got to do it. Now, you feel me? You guys know what I'm talking about, man. I agree 1,000%. Jay Robertson, I got you, man. I want to see Gabe step up. Then bring another guy in, whether Hodgins or whoever. Thank you very much. Guys, we drafted 2 receivers. 2 receivers. You feel me? Come on now. Isaiah Hodgins had all year to kind of, learn and heal at the same time because he got hurt. And you think that we're gonna bring John Brown back at 7.9 mil? Nah, bro. That's not happening. That's not happening. Now here's another one that is something that some people want to talk about. Now, some people say, I think it's time for Jerry Hughes. Oh shit. Let me say it with my chest again, baby. Now, I'm not cutting Jerry Hughes. No way. Some people might feel like, hey, man, with a guy like Jerry Hughes, you can't do a guy like Jerry Hughes. It doesn't work. You know what I mean? He's too good. He's too good for you to just get rid of him like that. Because now you get rid of him, you create a huge hole. He was one of our best run defenders. Although he hasn't been the 10-sack guy that we had years ago, I get that part. But you don't just get rid of him. Because who do you bring on? Who do you bring on? You just can't. Jerry Hughes' motor is insane. At 32, I think he's 32 years old. Yo, I give him at least 2 more years of productivity. At least 1. Jerry Hughes got to stay. See, Dan Matthews says, who said? Hold on, Dan Matthews. What did Dan Matthews say? Cutting Hughes is like cutting Kyle Williams, man. Nah, see, I'm with you. I'm not cutting Jerry Hughes. Jerry Hughes stays. You need a guy that's a dog on the team. You need a veteran presence guy on the team. Especially, you're going to get rid of Mario Addison. You're going to get rid of Vernon Butler. You're going to get rid of Q Jefferson. Fam, you keep Jerry Hughes. You got to keep Jerry Hughes. And here's why I say it. You've got to have a situation where either you keep John Brown or you cut Jerry Hughes in terms of savings. John Brown, Jerry Hughes. John Brown, Jerry Hughes. Sorry, John Brown's got to go. John Brown's got to go. Because we really need to revamp this defense. The defensive front especially. But a guy that's a key part of this team is Jerry Hughes, and you keep him. You do not move from Jerry Hughes. Now, if we did move from Jerry Hughes, we'd save $7.3 million. Great. What are you signing for that? Meaning, like, I mean, we're going to have some money with the savings because I'm going to give you the grand total. But, like, to me, you're better off with keeping him. Familiarity, leads the defense, get these guys going. Because we are pretty somewhat of a, once we cut the fat of the older guys, we're a pretty young team. Right now, we average 26 years of age on this team, which is a good age. That tells me we've got a very mix of veteran guys and some young guys. But Jerry Hughes has got to stay. He goes nowhere. You guys want to know that's something that's funny? A lot of people were like, no, we don't want J.J. Watt. We don't want him. He's busted. He's old. He's XYZ. And then we have the nerve to get excited when we brought in Mario Addison, which is 2 years older than J.J. Watt. Fam, come on now. I think it's about a year and a half, 2 years older than J.J. Watt. But we were excited for Mario Addison. But then we want to scoff at J.J. Watt. If you're going to scoff at J.J. Watt, scoff for the amount of money that he wants. But don't scoff at his talent. Don't scoff at his age. And those injuries, I'm not worried about that, man. I'm not worried about that. That boy's tough as nails. Those injuries that he sustained those were big injuries, man. But we have a qualified medical staff that will get you tiptoe back onto the field. So if we were to bring a guy that potentially has injury issues, I'm confident in the team that we have, the medical team, bring him right back to life. That's the way I look at it. So, folks, with that being said, with those restructures and with those cuts and with those releases and cutting fat, we save quite a bit of money. I'm gonna jump into that. Yo, pull up Hughes stats. The boy sucks. See, Rashid Turner, what stats are you referring to? You talking about sacks? Is that what you're referring to? Because right now he graded, when you look at PFF, he had an 84 score of run stop. That's one of the tops in the league. So when he sets that edge, he does a great job of doing it. Stopping the run. So you can't get rid of that. And who you get rid of that? Who are you gonna put in? Daryl Johnson? Sorry, fam. Nah. I like Daryl Johnson. I like Mike Love. I want to see those guys, but they got to perform. They got to show me something. Domo Iverson. Salute to my guy, Domo Iverson, for that super chat. Yo, I agree. Smoke is too expensive on the books this year. However, we need to replace his speed. We lose that deep threat that they have to respect. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. That is why there are a few players that I'd bring on. One that I have my eye on is John Ross from the Bengals. Didn't work out for him, right? And all I'm hearing is, oh, he's injury prone. We talked about this injury prone business. We have a good medical staff that'll keep him right, get him in the gym. We have a state-of-the-art gym in Buffalo. You know how much money they spent on that thing? Those players love it. Eat right, get healthy. We can get John Ross onto this roster, fraction of the price, right? You know how Bean does. Former first rounder, he loves those. Injury prone, nobody wants you. I'll take you. I'll fix you up. Yo, guys, do what you do. John Ross, big time speed. You replace John Brown with John Ross. He may not do much. Maybe not. But man, that's very little risk. Big time reward. Salute to my guy, Truth to Heart. Salute to you. Big super chat from my guy, Rico. I'm in no way, shape, or form. Hold on. Rico. In no way, shape, or form will Davis replace Brown. Davis wasn't the number 2 receiver when Brown was hurt. It was Beasley. Davis is a good number 3. You're banking that Davis will progress as a number 2. Interesting. Very interesting. I'm banking on Davis being a number 2 receiver because he gives us something different from what Stephon Diggs gives us. Stephon Diggs gives us downfield threat, intermediate threat, short threat. He gives us the receiver that can do everything. But we need a big boy receiver that can go up and get for contested catches. Have you seen John Brown go up for a contested catch? It's not in his repertoire. He doesn't do that. I've seen multiple times where it's a jump ball. John Brown, go get it. Yes, I know he's not a big boy, but that's why we brought a guy like Gabe Davis to go up and get those contested catches. We tried that with Kelvin Biscuit Benjamin. We tried that with Andre Holmes, big, lengthy receivers, but those guys were bums. We finally got a guy that will go up and get those contested catches, and Gabe Davis is that guy. Don't sleep on Gabe Davis. You put him in another year with Brian Dable, number 2 receiver, Cole Beasley still eating out of the slot, and then you bring a 4th receiver in, like a John Ross. Spread him out. Come on now. Let's go. And trust me, and I get you. Truth, you my guy, man. Mad respect. But John Brown wasn't that dude, man. And let me tell you, when he came back from injury, he wasn't quite the same. He wasn't quite the same. He wasn't. Now, he did give us a really good game against the Ravens. But that was it. He was non-existent against the Colts and non-existent against the Chiefs. Those are the times you needed them, man. It was a batted down ball for us to remain, go into the second round. Let's be real. Let's keep it a buck. And don't get me wrong, I'm not hating on John Brown. I just feel the money that we owe him is just not worth it when we brought in and groomed Gabe Davis for him to become that guy. Trust me when I tell you, Gabe Davis is going to be that guy. And don't forget, we have Isaiah Hodgins waiting in the wings. Fam, we just need one more piece on offense. The big thing that we gotta get better at is in the tight end room. We need to improve the tight end room. That's where I feel that we need to add the most impactful player. Because I'll tell you right now, Dawson Knox, although he came on a little strong somewhat in the end, didn't do it quite for me. He didn't quite do it for me. Rob Bev Murphy says, yo, Kenny Stills. Kenny Stills was brought on as emergency. Unfortunately, we never got even a chance to see this man, but he was brought in for COVID emergencies. If one of our receivers went down with COVID, Kenny Stills steps up. Do we bring in Kenny Stills? Come back? I don't know. I doubt it, but you never know. You just never know. There are many things that we can do. Now, with the savings, I need to explain this to y'all. We saved $30 million with all those names that I just mentioned to you. All right. Now, that was with trading Star Lotulelei. If we traded Star Lotulelei, we have $30 million in cap savings. The average right now is $15 million. That's the average right now in the league. We get up to 30, we can be competitive. The year that we brought in John Brown and Cole Beasley, we were hanging around the 30 mil to 35 million mark. And we were able to add some good pieces. So at $30 million, you can still remain competitive. Furthermore, then I'm like, hold on a second. What if we release Star? Bad idea, first of all. We're still at 30, we're at 33 mil if we release him. That's where we just released him and we 11.8 on the books. Ooh, but we're at 33 mil. If we keep Star Lotulelei, not trading him, not releasing him, we keep him, and all those other cuts that we just made, we're at $37 million of savings. Cap space. We have cap space of 37 mil. Fam. And that doesn't mean that that's because we still have to, once that happens, we save all that money. We still have to make a decision on Darrell Williams with a market value about $7.8 million. We still have to make a decision on Feliciano with a market value of $8 million, right? We still got to make a decision on Andre Roberts, Isaiah McKenzie, Dean Marlowe. We've got quite a few decisions we've got to make on these guys. So we can't sit there and say, okay, we're good. We got 30 mil we can do though. No. We got to sign our own. We have to sign our own guys. So right now, if we're looking at who we have to make a decision on, Tyler Kroft. What are we doing with Tyler Kroft? He's at the end of his career. At the end of his contract with us. Ty Nseke. What are we doing with him? Are we just going to let him walk? Are we bringing him back? John Feliciano. Brian Winters is a bum. I don't think we should bring him back, but I'd be surprised if we do. But I don't think we will. Darrell Williams. We got to make a decision on him. Matt Milano. What are we doing with Matt Milano? There's another thing. So we save that money, but we got to make a decision on Matt Milano, Matt Barkley, TJ Yeldon, I don't think we're going to bring him back. Tywan Jones, are we going to bring him back for special teams purposes? Andre Roberts, Dean Marlowe, Isaiah McKenzie, Corey Bojorquez. We have to make a decision on Corey Bojorquez, Ike Butker, Levi Wallace. So although we make those savings, we cut some fat, then we've got to make some tough decisions. This is going to be a tough year. This is going to be a tough year. Feliciano, do we bring him back? Right? Do we bring Dean Marlowe back? Do we bring Corey Bojorquez back? Boho. So although we are in a position, a good position with savings, with those players released and cut, then we got to make a decision on who we're keeping. So when I look at Matt Milano being one of the guys that we got to make a decision on, Dean Marlowe being one. I mean, not Dean Marlowe. Darrell Williams, Feliciano. Those are three big names. We're not keeping all three. I can guarantee you that. We got to make a decision on one of them, maybe two. And if I'm going to keep one, if I'm keeping one guy, it's got to be Darrell Williams, man. It's got to be Darrell Williams. I can't. That right tackle, he did well. At $8 million, man, I'll take that. We'll find ourselves a right guard because Feliciano, although I like Feliciano, good cat, love that dude. I don't know, fam. I don't know. I don't know if I got to my guy. Oh, yeah, Domo, we spoke about that. Joshua Richardson. Rico, why didn't we move Edmonds to weak side linebacker, put Dotson to the middle linebacker, and maybe we can try Neal at weak side linebacker, have him gain 15 pounds. He ran 4.4 in the 40 just in case Edmonds doesn't want to move positions. Here's the deal. You add 15 pounds to a guy, number one, you're not going to keep the same speed. Too difficult to do, right? Maybe that's something to decide to do. I don't know. Maybe they like the fact that you can put a Saron Neal at nickel, like a big nickel type of guy. But I can guarantee you, we are going to be looking at a tweener type of linebacker / safety like Milano. Don't forget, Milano is a converted safety turned linebacker. So chances are we're not bringing Milano back. And we'll probably find another guy that has the ability to cover and hits like a ton of bricks. But weak side linebacker for Edmonds, I'm on board with that. I'm on board. Bring your true thumper of a middle linebacker. I don't know if Dotson is that dude. I'm not sure. But there's some decisions to be made. There's some decisions to be made. That's for damn sure. Now, I do want to mention one thing before I start kind of taking more questions from you guys and then I get out of here. Rashid Turner. He says, not just looking at Hughes' stats, but he hasn't had more than 7 sacks and 30 tackles in 3 years. Edmonds needs to move or move out. Keep Teron Johnson. Nah. We're not gonna move on from from Edmonds. Edmonds staying. Edmonds is staying. He just didn't have the year that we need him to have. He had a better year last year than he did this year. But nonetheless, you know what I'm saying? There are some improvements that he needs to make. The defense needs to make some improvements altogether. Josh Norman is gone. I didn't name Josh Norman part of the guys that we have to resign because I don't think that we're going to bring him back. I'd rather bring from free agency a Patrick Peterson. But some people are like, nah, man, he too old. He this, he that. All right, fine. But it'll be interesting what we do. Levi Wallace, are we bringing him back? That's something we got to think about, right? My man Bobby talking about Jock. He's talking about that. What's that dude's name, man? He's got an African last name. I can't remember what it is, but exactly. But there's a linebacker by the name of Jock that gives us the abilities of Milano and some. So we gotta keep on keeping an eye on that. We got Jaquan Johnson. That's right, John Marlowe. We got Jaquan Johnson that hasn't had an opportunity. He's supposed to be a ball hawk apparently. So this is off the cuff. Oh, by the way, thank you. It's Jeremiah Uwusu Koromoa. Okay. So Jeremiah Owusu. So here's a couple things I need to talk about. Number one, I'm gonna say it with my chest again. Here we go, guys. I got something else to say, man. I got a couple things to say. Let me jump in there. Because before I do, there are two players that I want to talk about. One of them being Ed Oliver. I got some things to say. Damn it, I'm gonna say it with my chest. All right, Ed Oliver. We are in a position where we need more from our guy Ed Oliver. All right, and I say this with respect too, because we drafted Ed Oliver, first round, top 10 pick, and the guy has so much damn potential, so much potential. But I don't feel like I've gotten what I need from Ed Oliver. I don't know what it is, man. I don't know what it is, but I just feel we haven't gotten what we need out of him. He puts a lot of pressure onto the opposing defenses. He does, but I feel like he lacks the finish. Right? Now, the problem is we compared him to the likes of Aaron Donald. Nobody is like Aaron Donald. That man is a cyborg. You just don't compare anybody to that guy. Now, I will say this. When you get double teamed and you 6 feet, 280 pounds, 280, 285, you're kind of undersized a little bit, and you take it on double teams, that's unfair. That's not your damn job. Y'all didn't have him playing in a position where he can get after the quarterback. So what they have to do is bring in someone that can really take on those double teams, really take it on, and then allow my guy Ed Oliver to do what you freaking paid him to do. Do what you paid him to do. You know what I'm saying? Let him go. Let him get loose. Let him do what he's supposed to do. But right now, I'm not getting what I need from him. And a lot of people will say, but he was double teamed. I get that part. But guess what? When you play interior line, and I got something to say to y'all, man. When you play the interior line, there's not one. You're never not going to be double teamed. You're in the middle. Either the guard center are going after your ass, or it's a tackle guard. But there's going to be times where you're double teamed, fam. A lot of times. So I'm not hearing that no more, man. The amount of times that JJ Watt gets double teamed, the amount of times that freaking Aaron Donald gets double teamed, there's a whole whack of these guys that get double teamed. But they still freaking find ways to produce, man. So there's going to be a lot of pressure on Ed Oliver. A lot of pressure. Golly, a lot of damn pressure. Here's another one. And don't get me wrong, I like Ed Oliver. I want major success for Ed Oliver. But I need to see more from him, man. I need to see more. But the team has got to help him out by letting him play his position. Bringing a guy that's supposed to do it. If Star is that guy and Star can still maintain that level of play and allow our guy Ed Oliver to do what he's supposed to do in the 3 tech, do it. But man, Mr. T-Rex, come on, man. You got to find ways, man. You gotta channel your inner John Randall. If you have to do the motor sound and get in there, do it. But we need, I'll speak for myself. I need to see more. I need to see a lot more from Ed Oliver. He's my top 10 pick. I need to see more. And I didn't get it. I didn't get it this year. Now, I'm going to say one more thing before I get out of here. I'm looking at our safety tandems, and I love our safety tandem. And if I'm gonna be, I don't want to say calling people out. It's not about calling people out. Where I'd like to see more of my free safety. I like Micah Hyde, and I really do like Micah Hyde. I think he's fantastic. I think he means a lot to this team. But man, I need more like turnover worthy plays. I need him to create more turnovers for me. You're my free safety. And I feel like I need more ball hawk from him. I think that's what I'm saying, because he does his job. He does his job. But I need more turnover worthy plays from him. And I'm hoping that some, like with more pressure from our D front, we get more turnover worthy plays from Micah Hyde. I just, as my free safety, that's my guy, right? And it might not be a popular take, and I'm not here smashing and hating on Micah Hyde. I am not. I just would like to see in this new year more turnover-worthy plays, more interceptions from my free safety. Right? I don't want my strong safety having more interceptions than you. And if that's the case, then great. But I'd like to see more from Hyde in terms of turning the ball over and getting more interceptions. I don't think I've seen the level of play from Micah Hyde from 2 years ago to what he gave us last year. And we're going into another year, right? Him a little older. So, and I'm in no way, shape, or form saying, yo, I'm poo-pooing on him. I'm not. I like those two together. They're fantastic together. But turnovers, I feel like we didn't force enough this year. We didn't force enough from our safety end. We need our ball hawk. We need that ball hawk. And if you can materialize that and get some, I don't know what it is exactly. You know what I'm saying? And the reason I bring this up is because somebody brought up Jaquan Johnson. Jaquan Johnson is a replacement player, but when he was in college, that's what he did best was ball hawk. That's what he did. So we need to get that more from Micah Hyde. If I'm tripping, y'all let me know. Because I'm letting you guys know right now. I'm good with Hyde. It's just I think I need more turnovers from him. See, there's another thing. Henry D's like, yo, not this man. He's hating on Micah Hyde. I'm not hating on Micah Hyde, man. When someone has something to say about a player and it's not glowing and it's not I'm not on his D, it's hating. Y'all need to know what hating is and what y'all need to know where I'm just being critical of my team. That's why I'm in this position. But Henny D thinks I'm tripping because I said that. Come on, man. You got to speak objectively, and that's what I'm doing right now. Love him, but I feel like I need more turnover-worthy plays from him as my free safety. Brian Barry's like, yo, you bugging, Rico. You're not gonna get plays like that with zero pressure, and that's what I'm saying. That's why I had to add that. We need more pressure from our D front so we can get that Micah Hyde from 2 years back. I'm not speaking non-facts. It's true. We get more pressure. We get more from him. So that's why cutting the fat, I'm going to be watching Micah Hyde more. If we can get more pressure from the Ed Olivers, from our Jerry Hughes, from all that stuff, you got to. You got to. Truth to Heart says, yo, I'm going to say it with my chest. Defensive coordinator has to be more creative and non-conservative. Ooh, we say it with your chest, my G. Okay. You know what, though? There were some moments where I'm like, yo, why are we not being as aggressive as we should be? Thank you, Josh Gordon. I'm just keeping it real, man. If y'all don't like that, come on now. Y'all come here because I try to keep it as real as possible and not have my Homer glasses on and say, oh, they're great, everything's awesome. Come on now. There's always places to improve. And the D-line, it starts with the D-line, but it also starts with, you know what I mean, our lockdown corners. When we have our cornerback two isn't strong enough. It's not. Levi Wallace was interchanging with freaking Josh Norman. We need a freaking stronger cornerback too. Am I hating? Come on now. Just keep it a buck. But I will say this, though. Truth to Hearts makes a great point. There was some conservative play calling, both on offense and defense at some point. But game plans change all the time. They change all the time. I'm hoping that we come next year and we really bring it defensively, but it starts with what we do in free agency. If we can really tackle this free agency, make the necessary adjustments with the roster, I think there are a lot of things, a lot of good things that we can do with this year coming. Like I said, we cannot fall back. We cannot fall back this year. We must. I repeat this, we must keep the standard and keep going. And how do we keep going? We got to remove the problems that we had and start putting in more process players. Process players, man. Process gives us results. We need results. You know what I'm saying? A little more pressure, a little more process gives a little more results. And that's what we need. So maybe Dane Jackson, somebody just mentioned that. Maybe Dane Jackson is the answer at cornerback 2, a gem at cornerback 2. Maybe it's him. Cornerback 2 is officially an issue. Should have targeted Bradbury last year. Ooh, Bradbury would have been nice. Frazier has to amp up the aggression. We need more aggressive players. And I think we thought that we had that in Quentin Jefferson. We thought we had that in Vernon Butler. We thought we had that in Mario Addison. We didn't. And that in itself was a big problem. We whiffed. We whiffed. So we got to go back to the drawing board, look at who we can bring in that will really create the pressure, get ourselves a solidified number 2, a guy that can do the job. If it's Dane Jackson, great. If it's somebody that we have to bring in draft, sure. If it's somebody from free agency, fantastic. But all I know is that we need more pressure. You can't have lacking on cornerback 2. And I'd like to see more plays from my free safety and Micah Hyde. And I'm talking about turnover-worthy plays. And then we man. Like, we just got to keep the standard there. Standard must be kept. That's my main point I'm trying to make. So, folks, that's it for me. I really hope you guys enjoyed the conversation that we had. Recapping what we talked about today. We can save some money. We can save some money by making some cuts, trimming the fat. And how we trim the fat. Because right now we stand at $3.8, $3.9 million in cap space. Ugh, gross. So, in my opinion, how we get back to competitive, to get to a competitive field and continue to be competitive is to restructure Mitch Morse. We save $3 million with him. Mario Addison's got to go. We save 6.1. Try and trade Star Lotulelei. If we can't, we keep him. So be it. Right? John Brown's got to go. 7.9 million we save. Q Jefferson, 6.5 million we save. Vernon Butler, 6.8 million we save. Lee Smith, we saved 2 million. He might retire. We never know. We don't know what's going on with that. Tyler Matakevich, we saved 3.3 million. A lot of people think, oh no, we should keep him. We got Tywan Jones, we got Daryl Johnson, and we got Saron Neal. I don't think we need to pay 3.3 million for Tyler Matakevich. Sorry. Right? AJ Klein, restructure, we saved 1.5 million. We have a total savings of over $30 million right there. Right there. So keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. Ladies and gentlemen, that's my time. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. I enjoyed it. I love talking Bills, man. And I love talking the things that we got to do because free agency is not far from now. The draft is not far from now either. With a blink of an eye, we're into the draft. So we gotta make sure that we handle our business. We gotta make sure. Now, I will say this though. We live and die by Josh Allen. And we got to protect Josh Allen. So I hope that we take care of the O-line and make sure that we keep him upright. We don't keep Josh upright. We have him running all over the damn field. We're back to square one again. We don't want that. We want to keep that up. So figure what we got to do with the O-line. We got to move some things around. We got to fix that run game. We definitely got to fix that run game. Get us a little more balance on offense. And we're back to it. The offense is going to get us to the playoffs. That's what's going to get us there. The defense is what's going to solidify us as freaking Super Bowl champs. But we can't do shit if we don't got a goddamn pass rush. We can't do shit if we don't got a number 2 corner that can actually do his damn job and cover freaking number 2 receivers these days. Come on now. And we can't do shit if we're not turning the ball over. We need more turnovers. Straight up. More sacks, more all of that. But how it starts off is in free agency. We got to hit a few things in free agency, move some things around. Then we can hit the draft, knowing full well that we can go with BPA, best player available. If we're in that position, shoot, we're right back to it, getting that division title again and keep it moving. I love these Bills, man. We got to make some changes. So that is my time, folks. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. I really did. It was really fun doing. And you guys are going to have my guy Z-Bot tomorrow. Z-Bot's got a show. I'm not sure who his guest is, but be sure to tune in to my guy Z-Bot with the smoke break tomorrow. And then Thursday, we're going to jump back in with the Bills guys. And then I'll be back on Friday. And I'm going to have a special guest with me, wifey. She wants to come through. I didn't get a chance with her last week. But we'll have a chance to chop it up, and then I'm gonna see if I can get her to bring up some things to talk about football. I'm gonna give her a couple notes, and then I'll let her jump in and chime in and get in that football talk with us. So that's it for me. That's my time. You guys show some major love to my guy Z-Bot tomorrow. That boy's doing it. That boy's a natural, and then we'll go from there. So that's it, man. And you guys have yourself a special rest of the week, and then we'll see you guys Friday. And until next time, it's your boy, and I'm gone.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are tuned in to the Rico Report. I really don't know what to tell you.
That game was insane. Welcome to the Big Squad.
Shout out to the Big Squad.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Welcome to the Big Squad.
welcome on a very special evening to the Rico Report. We are here. This is the Buffalo Fanatics. Bing, 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 bing.